Welcome to another podcast. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
I was going to say, my hand pointing to you would signify it's your turn to speak.
Right.
So this is something that JP just told me. Matty D's not actually in studio, but JP and I were just having conversation, and he brought this up, and I was like, dude, you got to share this with our listeners. This would be.
I'm still not sure I even.
This would be, so interesting because, as you know, we've talked about. There's a lot of, especially here in the South, there are a lot of graveyards and old abandoned places, and we were thinking about starting to explore some of those. Which, teaser, we do have a graveyard with some graves from like the 1700s out in the middle of the woods that we're going to go check out here soon and video and share with you guys. But as for right now, JP was telling me that you've had your own paranormal experience, and so let's start off with when did this happen?
It was Friday night.
This past Friday night is when this happened.
Or Thursday.
And now, JP, you're much more a man of wait. So when did it happen?
No, it was Friday night. I had to get because today's Monday.
Okay, so it was Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
JP, you're much more a man of science. You always have been ever since I've known you. You're much more rational. You know.
I'm a cynical guy. I mean, I don't like to say I believe. There's a lot of fake science out there right now. That's a whole nother discussion.
Right.
But I try to keep an open mind, but I am very cynical. I need to see evidence. I need to see statistics and graphs.
So, JP, let's start with it. Paint a picture for us. Like, what was going on? What happened? Put us there.
It's still something I don't even know that I'm not even sure I want. I still almost feel sort of in danger, kind of. Well, I didn't sleep at my house this weekend. I crashed
because of that?
Yeah, I crashed at Granny Nana's.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You didn't? Oh, wow. So you did not stay at your own home because of this. What did you do with your dog and your cat? Did you take them with you?
Well, Nebo stayed at the house. I brought Tuco down to Granny's. She loves him, but
okay.
Something was trying to take me someplace I didn't want to go.
All right,
I still don't want to go there.
Paint the picture, man. Tell us what happened in your own account. Tell us what happened to you.
I mean, I was just chilling in bed, reading comics and stuff, and I'd been watching The Office also. But before I know it, just something, I'm being pulled off of my bed, and I'm not talking about dragged. I'm talking about levitating, like through the air towards the ceiling.
Right.
And I grabbed the headboard, and it starts spinning me violently. And I mean, I don't know. You've seen like The Fifth Kind? Mm-hmm. I know everyone hates that movie. I actually kind of liked it.
Talking about the one with Mila Jovovich or whatever? Yeah. I like that movie, man. The ending, like that ending where she gets possessed by the alien, that freaked me out, man. When her mouth gets real wide and it like twists her back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that movie too. It's slower, but it's a good movie.
You almost got a little erotic there for a second.
What? With the big mouth?
No, with the possession. Anyway, it's not important.
Okay, serious. Okay, because, all right, so tell us. So now this, in your mind, was a dream. You said it felt like a dream, but it felt real.
No, I woke up in the floor. I mean, I was spinning. I was doing everything I could to hold on to my headboard. And before I knew it, I had pulled myself on the other side of the bed. The way my room's positioned, you can actually go on the other side of the headboard. It's weird, but I'm reorganizing right now and painting it anyway. But I did regain consciousness on the floor. And yeah, I know it does sound like a dream, but look, I've had waking dreams. I've experienced sleep paralysis. And I mean, it was somewhat similar, but like to the 100th degree. I mean, it was.
You think it's possible you had like a dizzy spell while in bed, and then that's just kind of how your brain interpreted it, and then it resulted in you kind of like maybe you like half woke up in the middle of the night and just didn't realize it, and maybe you had a dizzy spell and you fell out of bed and your brain just kind of.
I was conscious. I was aware. I wasn't on any drugs. I wasn't drunk. It was nothing like that. But it was. Like I said, I don't know if ethereal, is that even the right word?
Yeah. Ethereal? Is that what you're talking about? Like
I don't know if something was trying to pull something, whatever I am, away from this physical plane. Mm-hmm. I don't know if physically something was trying to take me body and soul away from where I was. I don't know, but all I know is something very perverse happened. And like I said, I mean, I've been back to the house. Yeah, I've fed the cat and stuff, but I I haven't spent the night there.
And the reason why we had to bring this to you guys is because
I don't even like.
JP's never. I've known JP now for what, like going on a couple of years, and never once, have you ever brought me anything that is supernatural or paranormal. You know what I mean? Most of the time, we're just discussing religion or politics. So, for you to come to me with something that's paranormal, I was like, we've got to share this because I don't get that often from you. I know you've always been kind of skeptical on things like, the afterlife and all of that. So
yeah, we're talking about it. I honestly don't know that I want to put this one up. I mean, I guess it's good to have it on record, but
so what would you? All right, would you think more like alien is what you're thinking, or something like in another like plane was trying? I mean, what are you thinking?
I can't say for sure. I mean, it felt like a physical in-body experience, but I mean, I've read different things. I mean, perhaps, it was something having to do with whatever you want to call whatever.
You've got people that leave their body, like a remote viewing type thing.
Right, like astral projection.
Right, like astral projection. I mean, maybe it's not that you were being abducted by anything. Maybe it was you have the ability to travel outside of your body, and that was where you I guess your soul or you figured it out and was trying to leave your body.
And I've never been a big believer in like a spirit or katra or whatever. I mean, I don't dismiss the possibility. I mean, there is something that makes us unique from other things in nature, but I don't know. It felt like a very physical, real.
And were you sleep? So you were sleeping when this happened? No, you were awake. You were laying awake when this happened.
I was aware. I was conscious.
And then you ended up in the floor. Did it feel like you had woke up after that, or
I did forget. There was some time loss. Yeah,
dude.
Which I mean,
you might have a probe up your ass right now.
I mean, usually I can joke around about stuff like this, but I just still like.
It seems like it's genuinely got you shook. Like
I feel sort of creeped, and I don't know.
I would be too, man. That's crazy. Like I said, normally I'm so used to you being joking. It's weird to see you so serious about something.
Yeah.
And so, who have you told a lot of people about this, or? Other than our followers.
No, I mean I told Granny and Anna. I just something. I live in kind of a bad part of town, so I just told her that some stuff was going on that I just made me uncomfortable, and I crashed with her.
You didn't want to go to your grandma's house and say, "Look, I got an alien trying to abduct me. Can I stay here?" So you just said, "There's things going on around town, and I just need to crash here for a little bit."
Which I mean is
completely believable.
Yeah, it's not far from the truth.
But. Yeah, I remember one night you said, "So I heard automatic gunfire outside last night."
Yeah,
so it is believable.
But at least with that, I mean, you know what it is.
I don't know. So have you ever had any experiences similar to this, or anywhere in the same area?
I mean, no,
never anything like this in your entire life.
No.
You ever slept walk?
I used to sleepwalk a lot as a kid, yeah.
Were you sleepwalking, or was something drawing you to it?
I don't know. I never really...
I'm just kidding. It was probably straight up sleepwalking. Right. My little brother used to sleepwalk like crazy.
Yeah.
But so this is the first experience. So we're going to follow this. We're going to continue to follow this. Please, if you have anything else, because if you were worried about coming forward with this story because you were worried that something might happen to you for sharing it, but at the same time, well, now it's out there. So if something was to happen to you, we would absolutely know.
I guess
that there was something.
I don't know, man.
So
I mean, I've always been fascinated by a phenomenon like this. I mean, I grew up watching X-Files, and I've read real world accounts and stuff. It's always fascinated me. I wouldn't say I've been a believer per se.
It's the same way I am with like ghosts and stuff. I find it fascinating, but I'm a little skeptical. Well, I'm quite a bit skeptical, but I'm always open to exploring and
Right.
So we're going to follow this, man. You've got to make a promise to me and to the listeners that if anything else happens, you will report back to us here on the podcast.
I'll talk about it, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. All awesome. Right. Well, and is that it? Did you leave anything out, or did we cover it all?
No, I mean...
You're laying in bed. It feels like something pulls you up. You grab the bedpost, and it feels like you're spinning out of control, and then you wake up in the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I was being violently pulled upwards through the air off my bed. I mean, it was surreal.
Let's get away from aliens here a minute. I mean, how do we know it's not something, I hate to say it because it freaks me out, but like demonic?
I mean,
maybe it was like the Exorcist type thing. You know, you're getting pulled. It's not so much aliens trying to abduct you as it's, you know, something was letting you know it's there.
Yeah, interdimensional. I don't know.
It's a very strong ghost or demon.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all I can do is speculate, really.
If this happens much more, man, we've got to do something for the channel. Like, we need to have you like sleep in the room and set up a camera, something. If you do start, if this continues, it could just be a one-time thing.
Yeah,
it could be a one-time thing.
I mean, I know a lot of people I've read experience stuff like this and end up through hypnosis and stuff recalling suppressed memories of instances where it's happened in the past.
So, would you be open to the idea if I could get a hypnosis to hypnotize you on the podcast?
I've always been curious about that. I mean, they say you have to, like, hypnotism works. The more intelligent you are, the more effective it is. So I don't know how effective it would be on me. But
well, I've always said you're one of the most intelligent people I know, so I think that you're going to be fine. But we're gonna keep you guys updated on this. When he was telling me this, I was like, dude, we have to, you know, put this on the podcasting channel, like. So, well, we'll do an update maybe in like a week. Even if nothing's happened, we'll update and just see if you're back to staying in the house.
It's like back to the work week, so I am planning on, you know, going back home tonight and everything. So,
well, damn. Well, JP, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, man. I don't know if this has been very entertaining or whatever, but
I just wanted to share.
It was your idea.
Yeah, but I feel like the listeners that follow us, you know, I mean, a lot are gonna, especially the ones that have come to know you through the podcast, will find this very interesting.
Right,
so
well, we'll see.
Yeah, so that's wild, and I promise you, JP did not come to me and say, "Hey, let's make up some ghost story to put on the podcast." I mean, we were conversating, and JP said, "Oh wow, I forgot. I didn't even tell you about my paranormal experience, did I?" And the first thing I said was, "Dude, we should get it on the podcast.
Yeah,
people will find this interesting."
Not really crazy about the idea of recording anything about this, but much less posting it online. So.
Well, we'll keep an update. We'll talk to you in about a week, see how it's going. If something else does happen, we'll definitely put it on the podcast. And if things keep happening, we'll escalate and try to figure out what's happening. Maybe we can find some like paranormal experts to come in and help.
All right.
But also, don't forget, if you're just finding this video randomly floating around the internet, we are the Podcasting Dead. We have a third guy that podcasts with us, Matt. He's not in the studio because this was very impromptu. We just were like, hey, I was like, hey, let's make a podcast out of that. But we also discuss things like The Walking Dead. We're about to start doing some exploring, like old graveyards around our area, haunted bridges, things like that. Just check it out. I'm skeptical. JP's probably a little less skeptical now, but just to see, because I guess if you do have us running scared, then it must, it might really be something to it. Yeah. So. And we also discuss random other things, as well as I think we're going to start doing some video game stuff too. So lots of reasons to subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, I'm Justin.
And JP.
And we'll catch you next time.